We are going to begin this evening's restorative yoga practice on the floor in a comfortable seated position. So whatever is comfortable for you. You can even start to use some of the props that you might have now. So if you want to sit on a cushion, it's all about comfort for this next 30 minutes and whatever is comfortable for your body. Restorative yoga, for anyone who hasn't practiced it before, or even if you have, it's a nice reminder. It's quite different to other styles of yoga in that with restorative yoga, we are inviting or bringing the earth up to meet us. So we're surrendering fully into the earth, into the ground. In a lot of other yoga practices, we're actually bending, flexing, and engaging our muscles and our fascia to try and meet the ground. Whereas here, we're bringing it up, elevating it to meet us so that we can fully surrender into conscious rest. And when we practice restorative yoga, we're activating our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest. So if you have any urges to yawn, to sigh, if your belly starts to grumble and you hear some noises internally, all noises are welcome. It's a really good sign that you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system. And luckily, because we're practicing from home, if you start to snore at any stage, that's absolutely fine as well. I'm sure you're all muted, so there's no problem, and I can mute you if you aren't already. When I talk about bringing the earth up to meet us in restorative yoga, this is why the props are our best friends. In a lot of other yoga classes, we may shy away from utilizing props, feeling like it's a modification, whereas in restorative, our props really help to enhance our practice and bring a lot of benefits to us. I'm going to bring us through a few different restorative yoga postures in this class, and I'll show you first of all how to get set up, and then I'll guide you into getting set up yourselves. The aim of the class is to find what is the most luxurious level of comfort for you and for your body. Everybody is different. And for this class, if it might be your first time practicing, you might not have practiced in a while, you may be unsure as to what comfort really is. So it might take a little bit of figuring out, and that's absolutely fine also. It's actually part of the practice. So take your time getting set up into your postures, and I'll be here to help guide you. And I really want you to find that level of comfort where you feel like you can just melt into the posture. You know, when you just feel it feels so good. And I'll encourage you to find that because you are worth it, and that's part of the self-care of this practice. And the only other thing I will say there as well is at all times do listen to the wisdom of your body over my words, because you know your body best. If anything doesn't feel good, do feel free to come out of it. Again, I'll be offering lots of options. My final point on restorative yoga, which I could talk about all night long, there are lots of studies now being done in restorative yoga. There are many more to come, but they're quite fascinating. So oftentimes when we're in restorative yoga postures, we feel like we're not doing much physically. Mentally, there can be a lot going on. And when in fact, these studies are showing that restorative yoga is supporting with things like cognitive function, supporting with things like sleep, enhancing our sleep, even supporting with weight loss. So there's fascinating studies coming out. So there's a lot happening with our bodies, a lot of benefits to this practice. All you need to do is fully relax into the postures, and I'll do the rest. So just sitting in a comfortable cross-legged position, we're just going to bring a little bit of movement, gentle movement here by bringing our shoulders up to our ears, releasing them back down again, making nice little shoulder circles. Gentle movement just to get rid of any fizziness from the day. We might all have a full belly from our dinner, so nothing too strenuous here. When you're ready, you can bring your hands out in front of you, and you can bring your right palm, your right fingers to your left palm and start to stretch out your hand. Swapping over, feeling that stretch in your wrist. Just start making small little wrist circles. You can make a fist with your hands here, and opening and closing your hands. Stretching our fingers. No doubt they have been doing a lot of work for us today. Bring our palms back down onto our knees. From here, we're just going to take some gentle neck rolls. So bringing your chin, tucking it to your chest, bringing your right ear over to your left shoulder. not forcing it, nice and gentle. Bringing your chin back to center, and then left ear to left shoulder. And just making these half circles with our neck. And just pausing and noticing any areas that might feel a little bit sticky, might feel a little bit tight. And just breathing into those areas. Coming back to center. We're just going to quickly open our class with 3 ohms. You're more than welcome to join in, or you can just allow the mantra and the vibrations to wash over you. We're going to exhale fully for Om, then inhale. Just arriving into the space, settling, feeling the ground beneath you, supporting you. We're going to come into our first restorative posture now, which is Paschimottanasana, or forward fold. So you might have practiced a forward fold before at a yoga class. With this one, we won't be engaging our muscles. So the way that I like to get set up here is I like to have a blanket underneath me to support my sitting bones. And then you can take, if you have a kind of stiff or strong memory foam pillow, or you can roll up a towel, roll up a blanket, and you can bring this underneath your knees. And from here, we're going to take another pillow or cushion and allow ourselves to relax our forehead down onto this. Forward folding over our knees, allowing our hands to drop onto our legs or next to us. So it depends on what feels good for you here. You might like to bring the level of the cushion down a little bit further. You might like to stack your cushions, coming down on top of your cushions so you can rest your forehead. Just make sure you don't forward fold too deep into this posture, because you don't want to be engaging your lower back or your hamstrings. It's bringing the ground and the earth up to meet us where we are. So I actually need a little bit of a higher support here. So even stacking a few cushions on top of each other. So starting to set up your space here now, starting to find what feels comfortable for your body, coming into your forward fold. You might like to even place a blanket across you over your back. And if anyone's having or needs any support here coming into this posture, you can turn on your camera, you can let me know. Taking your time here to settle into your forward fold. We'll be here for a few moments. And just bringing awareness to your jaw. Can you relax it? Can you relax your tongue? Relax your eyelids. And prepare yourself to settle now into silence. And I'll mind the time, and I will call you back with the sound of my voice in a few moments. Bringing your awareness to your breath. And starting to take some nice long inhales and exhales. As you come back into your space, into your room, into your body. You can slowly start to bring some gentle movement back into your body, maybe wriggling your toes and your fingers. Gently preparing your body for movement. As you're going to start to slowly come out of your forward fold. And coming back into a seated position, maybe even placing your hands behind your back. And just allowing yourself to sit here at a rebound for a few moments. Forward fold is a beautiful posture to use for inner reflection and inner thinking if you're ever looking for some silence and to tap into your inner intuition. And you can stay seated like this. I'm going to show you our next posture and I'll show you how to get set up in it and then I'll guide you through it as well. So we're going to come into a reclined twist. We're going to do this on both sides, of course. So you have two sides to our body. And we're going to come down onto a reclined twist on the right-hand side of our body first. So in order to get set up with this, again, it's very nice to have some cushioning under your sit bones here. And having a cushion or two nearby and maybe also a blanket. You might also like to have a pillow for your head. So for our side lying pose and our twist, what we're going to do is come down onto our back and our knees can be bent with our feet placed on the mat or on the ground, hip distance apart. We're then going to gently raise our hip and bring them over to the left slightly, place our hips back down and allow our knees to fall naturally to the right hand side, coming down onto the ground with your knees bent. And from here, it can be really nice to bring a pillow or a cushion in between your knees to support them. And this cushion is nice and big, so it's also supporting my feet, which is lovely. And then you might like to bring your arms out wide, or you can rest them on your stomach or on your side. And you can also even take a blanket here as well if you'd like to put it over you. And you'll be bringing your head to turn to the left, so your left cheek will be placed on the ground. So really coming into that full spinal twist. So in order to start getting set up, have some of your cushions nearby, maybe a blanket underneath you. Lowering yourself onto your back, knees are bent, feet are firmly placed on your mat or the ground. When you're ready, you're just going to slightly engage your hips and raise them. Bring them over to the left. Place them back down and allow your knees to gently rotate and twist to the right hand side. And just see what feels good here. You might like to have your knees up close to you. You might like to bring them further away from your body. Again, maybe bringing some props either under your knees, in between your knees, both. And if it feels comfortable, you can turn your neck to the opposite side. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can remain with your gaze straight forward. Just making some final adjustments now to get into that space of ultimate comfort before we come to settle into silence for a few moments. If anyone needs anything, just let me know. You can turn on your camera, give me a wave. Otherwise, I will call you back with the sound of my voice in a few moments, and I'll see you then on the other side. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. Bringing your awareness back to your space. From here, we're going to slowly move to our other side. So you can bring your knees gently back together to center. Feet placed on the ground, knees hip distance apart. From here, you can gently raise your hips, bring them over to the right hand side, and allow your knees to gently land on the left hand side of the ground. Making any adjustments here. Maybe this side feels a little bit different. Bringing awareness to how you feel. You might like to change your props. And turning your gaze over your right hand shoulder if that feels comfortable for you. As you start to settle into silence now. And I'll guide you back with the sound of my voice in a few moments. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Feeling your belly rise on your inhale, fall on your exhale. Bringing some gentle movement, wriggling your fingers and your toes. And preparing your body to slowly come out of your side lying posture. You can come lying on your back if you can still see me, or if not, you can come to a seated position. We're going to come into our bridge pose, our inversion pose. And I'm going to show you how to set this up, and then I'll guide you through it together. So for a bridge, What we want is something to place underneath our hips to really elevate our hips and support us. So if you do have a firm cushion nearby, I'd recommend that. You might even want to use a second cushion on top. Of course, if you have a bolster at home, that's perfect to use too. So you don't want anything to be too high. Have a few options nearby. You might like to have a blanket underneath you here, and then you might like to have some kind of support for your head. Now your chin should be gently tucked to your chest. So maybe just a little blanket. You don't want your head to be elevated too high. And we're going to come down onto our back again with our knees bent and our feet firmly placed on the floor, hip distance apart. And with our bolster or cushion nearby, we're going to elevate our hips and slide it in underneath so it's fully supporting our hips and the top of our lower back. Releasing back down so that we feel fully supported by the prop beneath us. With our hands, we can stretch them out wide. We can rest them on our belly. And one thing that can be quite nice is placing a prop, a cushion, or a bolster, or something heavy on top of your body here, if that feels comfortable for you. A little bit of extra weight. So as you get set up now into your bridge pose, coming back to lie on your back with your knees bent, hip distance apart. And gently elevate your hips slightly so you can bring your bolster, your cushions underneath you to support you. Just taking a moment to figure out what height is right for you here. Again, feeling fully supported and not engaging or feeling any pinching. Maybe using a blanket on top of you, making sure your head feels supported. Chin is slightly tucked to your chest. Arms can be by your side in a T shape or resting on your belly. And settling into silence now in your inversion posture. I'll call you back again in a few moments with the sound of my voice. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back to your space. Feeling your belly rise and fall on your inhale and exhale. And slowly preparing your body for some gentle movement. You can elevate your hips slightly to remove your prop, your cushion, your bolster, bringing your hips back onto your mat. And the next posture we're going to come into is our final posture of the class, our Savasana, or deep rest posture. For this, you can lie flat on your back. You can use your props here if you'd like, so you can bring a cushion under your knees or a pillow under your head. Coming into Shavasana, you can keep your legs wider than hip distance, allow your arms to rest alongside your body. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can come on your side body, lying on your side. You can even lie on your tummy if you prefer. I'm going to guide us into the Shavasana, into full stillness and silence. And that's where I'm going to leave you this evening. So I'll end the call and the class, but you're welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need and as long as you want, fully surrendering to deep rest. Setting yourself up into your Shavasana, you might like to put a blanket on top of you, starting to settle your body, starting to fully relax.